They really did struggle to cope with that, and that was shown in the Chartist riots, as they were called, of 1839, where mayhem broke out in the Bullring, and the trigger for those riots was the blanket application of the laws of obstruction. The Drink Commissioner said you shouldn't be able to just put up your market stall in the middle of New Street. So they introduced in their Act of Parliament that obstructions on the streets were out. That was interpreted as if you stood there speaking to the public, you were obstructing the street, and therefore they cleared them away. So what was brought in as just to make it easier to get down street and make people stay within their shops was used in a sense politically. And the riots broke out in July 1839. The Birmingham police couldn't control it, and so they sent the Met up, the newly formed London police force, by train to the newly opened Curzon Street station. And having caught the train and got up, it took them about 2.5 to 3 hours to get it. The riot was still going on, so they were fine. But as a result of that, the government said Birmingham cannot police itself. We will impose a government created but locally funded police force, a new police as they called them. Gendarmerie was the term that was used for the majority of the efforts, and that battle went on for several years with a newly elected Liberal council saying we want the power to police ourselves, and we're having a Tory government forcing a police force upon us. You can imagine the tensions that lasted for some years on that. But I just wanted to mention a particularly good example of one of those riots, and it took place at Bawdsley Street, Coventry Street, Allison Street. So very much in this area. This is Coventry Street here, with the old cottage baths down there, and it was a typical trigger in that gang membership requires total loyalty to that gang. So anyone who either joins the gang or goes to the police is absolutely out of the fold at that point. And someone was informing the police about activities in the Allison Street gang. So the Allison Street gang started going into the pubs looking for the guy that they thought had informed the police. 14 policemen came from the newly created Digbeth police station and marched up to sort it out, and are then met by a crowd of 500. That's the time to retreat into a copper of 500 with stones and bottles, and they were lobbing the stones from the bedroom window down onto the police, who were getting reinforcements, but nowhere near the high numbers they needed. And so a guy called George Davis was arrested for throwing from the bedroom window. Where did he get his stones from? Well, Julia Giblin was arrested for carrying stones in her apron. And yet there were only 7 arrests. And when you've got a mob that big, it's very difficult to pull out individual ones. That's always been a problem with crowd control. But that one was interesting. It was said to be a sectarian facet to that. I haven't talked very much about that, but some gangs were Irish and some were very much English, and some pubs were very much Irish pubs and some were English pubs. And there was, in some areas and sometimes, friction between those two communities. I think the most notorious one for being anti-Irish was Newton College in Park Street. But they used to have dancing matches between the English and the Irish, and to try and diffuse it, and then after whoever won, then the fighting would break. That's right, yeah. So that's fine, yeah. So it's unlovely.